Hey guys, welcome back to channel where we review anything and everything. And this right here is just a follow-up video with these two Lego sets, the Bark Speeder Escape set 575378 and the 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack set 75345. 221 pieces for the Bark Speeder, 119 for the Clone Trooper Pack. And I'm gonna have the link in the description below. For Amazon, I just wanted to do this kind of little follow-up because I purchased the Bark Speeder Escape, and then I purchased at the same time the Clone Troopers pack because I wanted it to go hand in hand for it. Because in that scene of The Mandalorian season 3, where you got the flashback to Grogu and his kind of little origin story, or at least in terms of him escaping the Order 66 situation, in that scene, you have a lot of 501st clone troopers. And so I just thought that it went hand in hand with it perfectly, even though the clone trooper set came out a good amount of time before this set. They just really work hand in hand. And currently, right now, the clone trooper set is on sale for about $5 off at about $15 or 15 and some change. So here you have that classic scene of Kelleran Beck trying to escape, aka get to the chopper scene, and Grogu is trying to get to the speeder. Kelleran Beck is not far behind him. Clone troopers over sitting by the lamppost, like they were in the scene, just happened to see him, start shooting in his direction. You have a bunch of other soldiers over here, a distance away, who happen to also see what's going on, and they are about to be in pursuit as well. So I just wanted to kind of throw that scene together and just kind of, like I said before, go on what it was that I was looking to get out of this. I think these two sets go very hand in hand very well because, like I said, in the previous review video of the Clone Trooper set, it's a great army builder, but it also goes hand in hand with the scene. So just buying that, I think, really completes this scene in terms of you having a good amount of soldiers, quantity that makes it feel overwhelming to why Kelleran Beck is running. Obviously, nothing wrong with the base set as it is. It gets the point across, and it is for what it is, $30 set. But here it gives you the sense of overwhelming odds that he's not going to stick around for. It gives you that presence of the Jedi Temple is being overrun by hundreds of clone troopers, and it just happens to be that he's got 6 already on his tail, let alone the amount that he's already taken out and the amount that are also inside the building that can come at him at any given point in any given time. So that in itself, um, is something that works well for this scene. In addition, I had also purchased, as I previewed in a previous video about the recent sets that I whole purchased that I was going to put together, I had recently purchased a Yoda in his little starship, and I purchased Obi-Wan during the prequel set in his starship. And so those also too would go great with this scene because of the fact that somewhere in the mix, in a different part of this area where you have the Jedi Temple and whatnot, would be um, Obi-Wan and Yoda pulling up to the scene, attacking the clones in the background, doing their thing, making their way into the temple as Kelleran Beck is escaping the temple somewhere within that same time frame. Him not knowing that help was on the way to the greatest Jedi's. Who knows if they all were to stick around the same place, if they could have, end up saving everybody. But the point is, when the bulk of them came, and it probably in realistically wasn't the exact same time frame, but it's fun that we could play around with the idea that somewhere on the other side of the building, is Obi-Wan and Yoda parking their ships, fighting a bunch of clone troopers on the other side, while Kelleran Beck's escaping at this very moment with Grogu trying to get out of there, and the other clone troopers are after them. So for me, I love that these sets all connect as one, and obviously, Yoda can be used, later on for the time frame, since he's still alive, for the time frame of the original trilogy, along with um, Obi-Wan. Obviously, I have an older version of him in his little hut setup. I have Obi-Wan's hut, but the prequel one goes good with the idea of, obviously, I wasn't a big fan of his little series, but nonetheless, it still goes within that time of when, Luke was stillborn in kind of right around this time frame of this, where after the whole Order 66 took place or whatever the case is. So it's nice when you have certain sets that connect very well with, the theme of what's going on, that little time frame. So that was my idea of why I purchased both of these together, along with some of the other ones that can double up and go with all these other sets. And I just think it looks great. I think it's a nice little setup. That was my motivation. So I'm not going to make this video too long because I already reviewed both of these, but I just kind of wanted to give that scope in case anyone was thinking something similar and wanted to kind of compound on that scene. You can do this, maybe if you want to add like a little structure set and build something up along the way. But it's nice, whether you want to make like just maybe a half wall, maybe you get a base plate, build like a little half wall, something that could kind of really like show off like a little scene of this. But nonetheless, I think it's kind of cool for that purpose. And maybe down the line I might try to do something of that sort. But yes, that was my motivation for getting this set to go hand in hand with that set. With that being said, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.